Yeah, you are looking very well, Kell.
Thank you.
Looking very slimline.
Slimline indeed.
Bearded.
Racing snake.
With you got your Hawaiian shirt on.
Hawaiian shirt. I'm in Vegas. I don't know what time is it here. Coming up to 3 p.m. So
I'm on a late one here. I'm on the late shift.
late shift. But you were there, weren't you? You were there, Gareth, when we were in Vegas when we seen Terence together.
I know, that was so weird. I look back on that video now and think, well, it might have just kick-started something, at least for you.
100%. 100%. I think you more or less said, give me that little kick up the backside and like walk over and give it like go and mention it, you know, and I went over and you were there and that's how a fight can get started.
I remember years ago when we were in the press room, I'm sure I told you, and Joe Calzaghe and Bernard Hopkins bumped into each other when Ricky Hatton was fighting Floyd Mayweather. They had a little bit of a tete-a-tete. And they said, come on, we'll do it 50-50. And Bernard Hopkins said to him, I'll never lose to a white boy. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Of course I do.
And it kind of kickstarted the fight. It's kind of weird that Vegas is the melting pot for those kind of things. Do you remember that day when it was only a couple of minutes you and he were chatting?
It was only a couple of minutes, but like you just said, that's how quick like it can. You know, when people, all these promoters and the politics in the game, it takes forever. But when the fighters get together, it can take a few minutes, and you've got the biggest fight in this COVID boxing.
What did you make of him when you saw him? I mean, you were both very affable, very amiable with each other that day. You know.
Yeah, I think he was more interested about me making the weight. You know, he was saying, yeah, but can you make the weight? You know, he wasn't saying about how he can beat me. It was more about the weight. But as I've got older, Gareth, this is probably going to be the easiest I've made welterweight, as strangely that it sounds, because I've just been, you keep learning this game, and I think, you know, the punishment I have to put my body through, you know, I've not let myself blown up. I think that I've just been investing more time in myself, you know, and training very hard and well, and listening to my nutritionist and just following the guidelines and continuing to taking one day at a time. And the weight's just been coming off, and I've been at a nice weight for a long time now. So I'm not even, most of the time in every other fight, I'm always, the biggest fight for me is making the weight. But for this one, it's about Terence Crawford. The weight's already made.
That everyone around you's always said, if you've got the right fight, you can make welterweight again. Mentally, you'll be right. This is a big challenge, isn't it?
This is a massive challenge, you know, and for me to go out and win, I've got to box the best I've ever boxed in my career. But I love a challenge, and I'm grabbing this challenge with both hands, you know. I went out there and I made this world title fight with arguably the pound for pound best fighter in the world. So, you know, that's like I've always said to you, Gareth, I've always wanted to be in there with the best ever in the world. You know, but when I do hang the gloves up, at least I can look back and say, you know, I never ducked anybody. I thought the best there was out there to challenge. We had the politics involved, and I got there. And I'm like I say, I'm going to put everything into it. I'm also an elite fighter. He's never boxed anybody the size and the self-belief and the power I've got. You know, so he knows this as well.
You'll obviously have studied him quite a lot. I don't know if there's more studying to do. What do you see in Terence Crawford and what you've seen from him so far? No one's unlocked him yet.
Nobody's unlocked him, but it's like I said, it's hard to bring down any faults what he's got. You know, he's a switch hitter. He's got a very good balance. He can punch. He's a very good finisher. There's not much I can sit here and say that he does bad, but he does get it. And I'm also similar to him, as in I've got very good. The time is perfect. I've got a very good jab. I can take a shot. I've got self-belief, and I can punch really hard. And I'm a big natural heavy-hitting welterweight. So, you know, it's a real fight, and he knows that, and I know it's going to be one hell of a fight.
Tell us about your setup. As you say, you're in Las Vegas. How long have you been there?
We got here Friday night. We got here, Vegas time. So, you know, we've been here since then, and it's just about, obviously we're waking up at crazy times in the morning still until his body adjusts. But you know, we're following the what we need to eat. We're following the training. We're getting the training done. We're having COVID tests every couple of days. You know, because it's a different world now. You know, with this COVID. But like I said, we're doing everything what we need to do to make the fight happen. And you know, every single day we're focusing in, we're tunneling in on the 14th of November. It's the time.
So that gives you a full 2 weeks before the fight takes place, therefore, doesn't it?
It does, and it normally takes me 10 days to fully adjust to the time zone. So I'll definitely be definitely ready for the fight. You know, my body will be. I'll be Vegas body. You know, I'll be on this timeline. So, you know, I've done everything what's been asked of me in this training camp, and there's not been no stone unturned. And I'm positive, and I'm a happy fighter. You know, like maybe Dominic's not around and training's, being quarantining from Fuerteventura and whatever. But this is what the time we're living in. But it's still not got me down. I've still got the work in. I've got a gym at home. I've still got the work in what's being asked of me. I've still been getting doing my intense training sessions and studying the game. So, you know, I'm very happy coming into this fight because the weight's right, the fitness is up there, the self-belief. I'm happy, and I'm a dangerous man.
What's your setup in Vegas then? Where are you staying, and which gym are you training in at the moment?
So we're not far from the Strip, and we're going to be training in the top-ranked gym. We've got certain time slots to be in, so we've got the gym to ourselves. You know, so we got the gym to ourselves. We're gonna work in them training sessions on my trainer Carlos Femento, working on a game plan what we're gonna execute in this fight.
I was with Conor Benn on Saturday night in Talk Sports Studios. You used him as a sparring partner for this. He said he loved sparring with you, and he said he learned so much from every single time, every second he was in there with you.
Yeah, you could see that, and it were you know, if you were there, Gareth, it were an exciting sparring session, you know, and I'm glad that he did learn loads from him because, you know, just his father, you know, what the nights I've had, and you know, watching him, what a warrior, Dark Destroyer, and obviously his son's there, and you know, I'm happy to help, you know, because his dad was such a hero. He's still a hero of mine. So if I can help his son out, and he goes on to you know, picking absolutely everything he could up from that sparring session, and he'll definitely have learned a lot from that. So if that gives him great success in his future, then I'm truly blessed.
No, he was saying that what he really noticed was how well you control the range, and I was happy to hear that because we've always known it's one of your great skills there in the mid-range. You control that space so well, and that's going to be really important against Crawford, isn't it?
Like I said, Gareth, I'm gonna need to use everything in my arsenal to get this victory. I need to be on point. My eyes are gonna be locked onto Terence from round one, you know, and I'm gonna go out there and execute the game plan we've got, and it's 36 minutes of my life. I'm gonna put down fully 1,000% of my heart's gonna be, everything's gonna be left in that ring that night. You know, win, lose or draw, I'm gonna give it my absolute all, Gareth, and I believe that I am a very hard man to beat when I've got this in my heart and the focus I've got. There's been a lot of shocks in boxing. You know, boxing, you know, the big shocks. We were there with Tyson Fury, Wilder, you know, and Teofimo Lopez getting the winning against Lomachenko a couple of weekends ago, and just that in boxing the hype and everything else, and one punch and and you're champion of the world again, and the best thing since sliced bread, and that this is one of them fights where people won't be shocked when I come out with a win. Honestly, it's written what's going to be, and I'm just here to enjoy the ride now.
You can see it in your face, how chiseled it is, how you really are in shape. It's so obvious just looking at you now. I can see it.
I think you're gonna see on the scales. This is probably the best shape I've ever been in my life. And then people are gonna realize what the time I put in training. It's not being 8 weeks or 12 weeks. It's been like 16, 18, 20 weeks, a solid. Because I've always believed this fight was going to come off. So I've been training, silently training through all this.
Obviously you've had a really long and really decorated career. Is it, even though there's not a crowd there, and it's such a shame there isn't a crowd, and we're all traveling over for this occasion. It's Las Vegas. It's you and Terence Crawford. Like you say, the chance to hit the top of the pound for pound list at your age, at this stage in your career. Have you thought about that there'll be no crowd?
I have it. Of course, I'd love myself in them big bright lights with everyone flying over and seeing you there and everybody there, supporting the Brit, going in there to take all the marbles away from Terence Crawford. Of course it would, but it is what it is. We're in this time, or what we're in now with the COVID, and it's absolutely guttering. It is, but it is what it is. There's a world title still on the line, and hopefully when I get this win, when the COVID vanishes, we'll still have them fantastic nights in the next 18 months to come.
What if, let's say you walk away with the belts on November the 14th. Is there a plan for you after that? Do you walk away with the belts over your shoulder out of the saloon bar and sling your hook? Or is there more in you?
There's more in me. I mean, honestly, I know I might be 34, but, age is just a number. Age is just a number, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really, just being out here in Vegas in the sunshine and thinking, what would we be doing back at home? It's raining, it's cold, everybody's on full lockdown. We're out here on the strip with a sport what's brought me to, since I was 9-year-old, has brought me and my family out here doing something like an athlete should be doing and representing my country. Being out here with something I love, and, I won't, even if I were getting paid a couple of quid for this fight, it's about being out here and being in the moment, and this is what it's about. This is what I live for. This is what I was born to do. This is what really excites me, the adrenaline, knowing that, I can go out there and be victorious and make history in this sport, and my family and everybody. This is what fighters dream about, what I'm doing. So I'm just going to come out here and do my thing. I've done the hard work, Gareth, and I really, truly believe that I'm a massive, it's going to be a massive upset, I believe.
It's funny for me to say this, but you're not someone that's always wanted loads of media attention. You get your work done, you win your belts, you win your fights, you go off with your family, you're on holiday, and then you come back for the next fight. You're not someone who's out there in the media all the time. But I see something in you right now, like a spark that maybe I haven't seen for a while. I mean, I know I saw you in the gym in London, in Darren Barker's gym, and you said, listen, there is definitely something back in me. I felt it might have been just before lockdown, actually. And there is something in you that's changed by the look of it,
Yes, yeah, but it's hard to tell people. You might have got your thoughts, but sat here now and knowing what I've done in the game and what I have and what I haven't done, I've got that spark, like you're saying, and I know that when that bell rings, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna stun the world. I believe that. I believe that well, I'm gonna be the best I could be on that night on the 14th, the best I could possibly be, and absolutely, I've got like it's like I've got a YY gene. I'm not normal. I'm not normal, and I believe that it's something. I'm special. I'm very special, and I'm gonna go in there, and I'm not gonna be shocked when I take him out. I'm not gonna be as much as it is a big thing beating him. I believe that it's written for me to go out and shock the world again.
It's brilliant to see you. I'd love to catch up with you in a few days' time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We will.
Lovely. It's great to see you. It's really appreciate your time now, yeah?
Cheers, Gareth.
Yeah, stay well. I'll catch up with you in a couple of days.
You know we love you guys. You know. Good man.
Thanks, mate. Love you too.
Top man.
See you later.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
See you later.
Regards to all, yeah?
100%.
Cheers. Cheers. Thanks a lot.